What up YouTube? How are we feeling today? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing fantastic. Back with another Modern Warfare 2 video. And in today's video I'm gonna give you a few settings that you can change to remove that idle sway on your gun. And of course that visual recoil. We all know there's a lot of idle sway and a lot of visual recoil in the game. And with these few settings and a few attachments tuning, yes guys, because the tuning is very important, we can change a lot. It is a lot easier to spot people, it is a lot easier to keep tracking people, so there are a few things that you have to change to make it a lot better, and you can still straight up beam people from every single part in the map. So let's start with like the normal settings. There are a few settings that you have to change to make sure that you don't have that much idle sway and or of course that visual recoil. The first thing that you want to change is go to graphics. Go to your field of view and put it on around 105 or at least at 100. This means that your gun is a little bit further away. So yes, the enemies are a little bit further away from you as well. But this removes a lot of visual recoil. The same as if you go to show more, put your ADS field of view on affected. As you can see on the picture next to each other that you have independent, that is the left one, and then you have affected, that is the right one. As you can see with independent you are a little bit closer to the enemy, so it's a little bit easier to spot an enemy when you zoom in. But then the visual recoil kicks in and you cannot track that enemy anymore. It's a little bit easier to spot that enemy because you're a little bit more zoomed in. But if you put it on affected, it's a little bit further away. You can still see that enemy, but the visual recoil is a lot less. So in my opinion, definitely go for the field of view a little over 100. That is my personal sweet spot. But the thing that you have to change is the ADS field of view and put it on affected. And you will instantly notice a difference with that visual recoil. Then let's jump over to our weapons. If we go into the game and then jump over to any weapon that you're using, and you're using a red dot sight for example. So let's go over to my tech weapon, my TAQ. If you go over to the Cronin Mini Pro, I use that Cronin Mini Pro. I showed you a video last week how to quickly unlock this, because this is the only blue sight in the game, and in my opinion one of the cleanest sights or optics, however you like to call it, within the game, and it's pretty easy to unlock. So what they changed or what they brought back again is weapon tuning. So you can tune every single attachments on your weapon. So let's jump in that tune. As you can see, I have it fully maxed out on aim down sight, and I have it fully maxed out on far as the eye position. So let me show you the difference. So this is the normal spot, the eye position, exactly in the middle. It's not too close, it's not too far, it's just in the middle. If we go over to the firing range, if we zoom in, you can see that my weapon is pretty much moving around. I started at the head, and as you can see it moves around quite a lot. This of course always happens with your gun, but we're trying to remove this while it isn't that noticeable anymore. That movement will still be there, don't get me wrong, it will still be there, but it's all about the perception from your eyes that it isn't there anymore. You have a feeling it isn't there anymore. So if we go back to the whole weapon tuning and we put it on close, you will see that if we zoom back in again, you see that it's a little bit closer to the enemy. But now, that whole idle sway that you can see on the screen right now, it is even worse. Because what does close do? It gets you closer to that enemy, or it gets you closer to your sight, to your optic. So yes, you can see your enemies a little bit better, but there is a lot of idle sway, as you can see. And look at this visual recoil. We can still shoot the enemies, of course, and we can hit them, but it is very noticeable that there is a visual recoil, and especially all the way to the back. As you can see, we're aiming on him right now on the head. And look at, I'm not using my controller. I am not holding my controller, doing anything. I'm just aiming down sight. And look at that idle sway. And then if we're trying to beam him from afar, you can see that there is a lot of visual recoil. But now, if we go back and put this all the way to far, so we tested out the middle, we tested out close, and now we're going into far. If we go into the shooting range and we aim at that guy, look at that. It almost isn't really noticeable that you have that idle sway. Yes, your eyesight is a little bit further away from your optic. So yes, your enemies are a little bit further away, but you are tricking yourself, you're tricking your eyes for not seeing that much idle sway. And it's exactly the same if you shoot your gun, and then you can trick yourself in don't having any visual recoil. You see this? You can just straight up beam people and you have a feeling that there's no visual recoil whatsoever. So, in my opinion, we saw that those first few settings that you need to change. Look, even from afar, you can still beam people down. And of course, this is the whole setup that I have for the TEQ or the tag, however you like to call it. So there are a few things that you have to change. These first settings. And then, of course, as I showed you, if you're using a red dot sight, I'm using the Cronen Mini Pro. In my opinion, one of the best red dot sights in the game, or blue dot sights. Change it to far. Every time that you use a dot sight, change it to far, guys. I just showed you. It tricks yourself, it tricks your eye of not having that visual recoil and that idle sway. Yes, it's a little bit further away, but still you can see those enemies and beam them from every single part on the map. Definitely change this, guys. This will help you a lot in your visual recoil and your idle sway when zooming in. But that's pretty much it, guys. Quick and easy video. Let me know in the comments down below if you changed this already. Are you messing around with the tuning? I didn't do that much of tuning yet. I started with, of course, the sights that I'm showing you right now. And I'm trying to figure a few other things out because, of course, it was disabled and now it's enabled again for a few days now. So I'm trying to test out what's the best way to go or what we don't need to tune. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this video, and let me know if you changed this already. Are you keeping it in the middle? Are you keeping it too close? Or are you changing it too far? Let me know. These are just straight up the best settings, in my opinion, to remove that idle sway and to remove that visual recoil. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit that subscribers button, and of course that notification bell. PurePrime out!